Hello, grade 5 students. Mr. Waterman here with today's mathematics lesson on Monday, January 25th, 2021. And I believe this is period 3. I hope everyone had a nice weekend and you're doing safe and well. Last week we talked about how to multiply fractions, and I explained everything to you on pages 8 and 9 of my math notebook. For homework, you had to complete your homework page. Homework page number 77, multiply fractions. Remember, there were 2 ways that I showed you how to multiply. You could have used any one of those ways. I personally like way 1. Okay, so here are your answers from last week's assignment. For number 1, 1/9. 2, 3/8. 3, 4/21. Number 4, 6/25. Number 5, 5/8. Number 6, 1/2. Number 7, 1/7. Remember, you have to simplify, right? Number 8, 4. Number 9, 8. Number 10, 1/5. Number 11, 32/45. Number 12, once you have turned 20/6 into a mixed fraction and simplified, you get 3 1/3. Finally, the problem solving. Lawrence owns 10 soccer balls, so we needed to do 20 divided by 1/2, and that gives us 20/2, gives us 10. He has 10 soccer balls, and that was it. All right, moving in to today's lesson. We are going to look at, here I am in my table of contents. We are looking at how to multiply with mixed numbers. And today I'm going to be working on page 10. All right, so skipping right ahead to page 10, I'm going to start with my objective. So today, I've got to write my title first. Multiply with mixed numbers. Your favorite and mine too. Objective. We are going to find products of fractions and mixed numbers. Okay, so let's start with a word problem. Let's say Taejun, of course, Taejun is a clown who juggles. and does yo-yo tricks for parties. Taejun is very talented, isn't he? He has been hired for a party that will last 1 3/4 hours. Okay? Taejun plans to spend 2/3 of that time juggling. How long will Taejun's juggling last? Very good question. So what we need to do is we need to multiply, because that is the objective. We need to find the product. So multiply. We're going to multiply 2/3. I'm going to write slightly bigger. Times 1 3/4. So we don't know what our answer is yet, so I'm just going to write n. N represents our answer, the mystery number. So just like last week, I'm going to show you steps. So I'm going to say you can write the mixed number as an improper fraction and multiply. Okay, so let's look at step number 1. Step 1. Because I like to do everything step by step. Write the mixed number as an improper fraction. So we've learned all about improper fractions before. So I have 1 3/4, right? So let's imagine here. You're going to, the easiest way to do this is you're going to multiply 4, the denominator, okay, by 1, which is the whole number, okay? And you're going to get 4, and then you're going to add 4 plus 3. That's going to give you 7/4, okay? So now that's our improper fraction because 7 is bigger than 4. So now we have the numerator being bigger than the denominator, okay? So step by step, multiply, and then 4 plus 3 equals 7. Let's do it down here. 2/3 times 1 3/4. 2/3 times 7/4. Okay, so that's how we set it up. Now, let's go on to step 2. We're going to use common factors again to simplify. Then multiply. Okay, so I'm out of space, so I'm going to go to the next page. Okay, I'm going to fold my notebook over and write it again. So 2/3 times 7/4. So we're going to use factors. So for the numerator, we're going to have 2 times 7. For the denominator, we're going to have 3. And then when you do the factors for 4, that breaks down into 2 times 2. Okay? Now, remember the term that I taught you last week? We can cross cancel. So 2 divided by 2 is going to give you 1. So now we're going to be left with, I'll do it down here, 1 times 7 over 3 times 2. And when we do all of our calculations, that's going to give us 7/6. Now we still have an improper fraction, so now we have to fix that and change it back into a mixed number. Isn't this so much fun? So because we have an improper fraction, now we have step number 3, the final step. Step 3. Simplify. Simplify, 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 simplify. Write the fraction as a mixed number if necessary. It is necessary because we cannot leave it as an improper fraction. Lots of writing today, as always. Don't you love it? I love it. All right. So here's our improper fraction again. 7/6. And we know we have to change that into 1 1/6. Okay? Now, I like to write my answers out in a sentence. So, I'm going to say, Taejun will juggle for 1 1/6 hours. Okay? So there's our answer. In 3 easy steps. Let's look at a few other examples before I send you along to do your homework for this week. Now let's look at 2 mixed numbers. I'm going to say more fun examples. All right. So I'll title this A, 2 mixed numbers. Let's say we have 1 2/3 times 3 1/4. Okay? So you remember what we did before. You're going to multiply the denominators by the whole number and then add it to the numerator. So when we do that with 1 2/3, that's going to give us 5/3. When we do that with, let's just do it step by step, 3 plus 2. And then we'll do this equals 12 plus 1. 4 times 3 is 12. 12 plus 1 is 13. That's going to give us 5/3 times 13/4. We do our calculations. 5 times 13 over 3 times 4. And that gives us 65/12, which is definitely an improper fraction. And when we change it into a mixed number, we're going to get 5 5/12. Because, as you know, 12 times 5 gives you 60, right? So it goes in 5 times with 5 left over. All right. The last example, this is taking me 3 pages today. My goodness. Turn the page. B. This is going to be mixed numbers, or mixed number and whole number. There we go. Now, let's say we have 2 1/8 times 4. Okay, so first things first, let's change the mixed number into an improper fraction. 8 times 2 is 16, plus 1 is 17. So that's going to give us 17/8. And we know we need to put our friend 4 over every number's best friend, 1. Okay, now let's use the common factor method because it's so much fun. We have 17. And the factors for 4 are 2. So times 2 times 2. And we know the factors of 8. That's going to give us 2 times 2 times 2. Now we can do all sorts of cross-canceling. 2 divided by 2 is 1. 1. 2 divided by 2 is 1 and 1. So now that gives us 17 over 2. And we still have an improper fraction to deal with. Changing it into a mixed number, that's going to give us 8 1/2. And thankfully, it's already simplified. So there you have it, kids. We have our example with Taejun and his juggling job at parties. And I showed you how to find his answer in 3 easy steps. Then after that, I showed you how to multiply 2 mixed numbers. And finally, I showed you how to multiply a mixed number and a whole number. Good times. Good times. Now, you can move right on along to your homework. My favorite portion of the class. Multiply with mixed numbers. They give you an example at the top. Find 3 1/3 times 3/5. Step 1, write the mixed number as an improper fraction. So 3 1/3 is going to be 10/3. 3 times 3 is 9. 9 plus 1 is 10. Boom, that's finished. After that, step 2, use common factors to simplify. Then multiply. Now, 10/3 times 3/5. Okay, you can cross cancel. Cancel the 3. 3 goes into 3. 1 and 1. Now you have 10 times 1 over 1 times 5. That gives you 10/5, which gives you 2. They put 2 over 1, but we just know it's 2. That's just the easiest. Okay? So, therefore, 3 1/3 times 3/5 equals 2. For your homework, you have 13 questions. Please, of course, show your work. Okay? I will go over the answers with you in the next language arts, in the next mathematics class next Monday. It feels like language arts because there's so much that's written in sentences, but that's okay. That's why it's English math. Okay? If you have any questions, please feel free to email Mr. Waterman at any time. I have taken a picture of the page from the textbook where you can read that example. It's slightly different than the one that I did in my book. And I have also attached the page for homework. Okay? Please remember, when you do the word problem, please write your answer in a sentence and show your work on the side. Okay? That takes care of math today. I hope you have had fun with fractions, as much fun as I've had. This is going to be the last week we are dealing with multiplying fractions. Next Monday, I plan to move on to something else because it's time and I can. All right. I hope you've had a great time with me today, and I hope you have a wonderful time in school today, online school today, studying. Thank you all for being very patient and for working hard. I know this is not ideal with online lessons right now, but your teachers are doing the best that we can, and we hope that you all are doing the best that you can at home. Bye-bye for now. Have fun with your homework.